we said that oir atzmi is that oir that is dovek b'ha'etzem, which means that there is no interference whatsoever between the etzem and the oir. And we gave the example of the sun. When the sun is plainly visible itself, then that oir is called oir atzmi. It represents the truth of the sun itself. When the oir has to break through the clouds, it also illuminates, but that's only oir. That only has the functional element of oir. And this is not called tzelem, this is called kidmusayin, this is called demus. It approximates, it's similar to oir, but it's not the real thing. Because the etzem does not come along with this. You have the effect of the etzem, but not the etzem itself. This was the mashal, this was the Ayin to introduce the principle that oir also has an element of tzelem. Not just of oir, but a tzelem, which means a real presence. That is when the oir is dovek b'ha'etzem. To give us a little bit more of a means of relating to this principle, we have this moshel, so to speak. When we all understood that if a person is lying in the gutter and he claims to be perfectly satisfied in the gutter with his bottle, in his dirt, and somehow we all realize that this is not true, that he is not really saying the truth. What do you mean when you say he's not saying the truth? That really there's something bothering him, that he's not comfortable? So I believe that the sense that we have that he is not telling the truth is because he is not in his place. His reality is not experience. He's not in his real element. It is not a question of what kind of experience it is, how he feels, and so forth. It's not the comfort or discomfort. It is that his very essence, what he is completely denied. He's not functioning. This is the principle of an etzem, this is the principle of a tzelem. So normally you would say oir is just the effect, a functional element. Oir would speak only in terms of comfort. So we're saying no, that there is an element of oir, what's called oir atzmi, oir hadovek b'ha'etzem, that is actually representative and has a tzelem element. Like we said yesterday, in the motion of the sun, that when the sun is in full view, then this oil is not illuminating darkness. But the Oyer denies that there is such a thing as darkness altogether. It sets a completely different criterion for reality. This is possible only with a reality, with a tzelem. In other words, if something just simply makes you feel like it's light, and you're able to see things, that doesn't transform the world. This means that the Oyer brings along with it the tzelem element from the Etzem. In other words, the Oyer is in some way actually representative of the entire truth of the Etzem. And this is, okay, this was the mashal, and now we're going into the Ayin, the way it is Lamayla. At the top of page AyinBase 6. This Inyan, we understand how this Inyan is Lamayla. That Lamayla also, this is how we got into this whole discussion on Oyer Atzmo, is that the Oyer also actually brings along the Etzem. The Hine Yodua, where it is known, Befirush Oyer Ein Sof. Talking about the meaning of the word Oyer Ein Sof. We started yesterday a bit that Oyer Ein Sof is almost a contradiction in term, because Oyer means an emanation. An emanation means it has a beginning and it has a message. What is this Oyer about? Ein Sof means that it does not have any of these parameters. It's infinite. It's reality itself. So in talking about and explaining the principle of this term, Oyer Ein Sof, so the explanation is that's discussed in that context. The Oyer hu bechinas hagilui v'hahispashtus min ha'etz. That the Oyer is, there's the gilui element and the hispashtus element from the Etzem. Gilui means revelation, or making itself known. Hispashtus means even further, the spreading forth, the showing what it encompasses. Minho Etzem, from the Etzem. The Asmus Ein Sof Baruch Hu, because Asmus Ein Sof Baruch Hu Harei Hu Lamaylo Mibchinas Gil. That the Atzmus is completely above Mibchinas Gilui, of the quality of the aspect of Gilui, of being known, or being revealed, being identifiable. Atzmus Ein Sof is Lamaylo Mibchinas Gilui. We will discuss this Inyan as it comes along. we can start putting it in very simple terms. The Ma'ayin B'chinas Gilui means that his presence is in full force in presence, whether you're aware of it or not aware of it. Whether it can be known. The union of Gilui, of being identifiable, of being known, is not a criterion that adds or detracts from the answer. Noida, as is also known, the Maimer. Noida means as is known in the pirush and the significance and the meaning of these words. The Maimer, in the saying, when the Gemara says, Ad shaloi nivra ha'ilom, hoyahu ushmoi levad, that up until to the time that the world was not yet created, hoyahu ushmoi levad, there was just he and his name only. What does this mean? The hu koyal ho'atzmus. Who refers to the Atzmus. Why does who refer to Atzmus? When Nikro who, the Atzmus, is referred to with the term who, the Hainu Bechinas Helen. This is an inference of the union of Helen. In our own parlance, so to speak, there is, when you talk about third person, who, you're talking in abstentia terms. There is ato, there is you, and there is who. When you talk about ato, you are talking about something that you can refer to. There is no. You can relate to. Who is, so to speak, is an absent presence. He. Why is Atzmus described as who in an absent form? Because this is in fact the union from Helen. It is correct to say that this is only he, because it is Helen be'etzem. It is not something knowable. It is in essence be'helen. She'ene begeder gil. It is not in the realm of gilui, of revelation. Which means his presence, as I said before, his presence is not identified by the fact that you can identify. His presence is not effective by the fact that he is known, that he has an effect. Ukmei kol etzem bilti misgale. As the expression is, kol etzem bilti misgale.
Question.
Already?
Go
ahead, no, what's the question?
There's a cloud, it says.
Huh?
There's a cloud, Rashab says a cloud, that everything that is behelem, you have a bug here.
Is it bug here?
Bug.
A bug.
A bug, that's it. Finished.
Yeah.
So he says that everything that is behelem will come begilui. That's what he says.
Where does he say that?
Samachov.
Oh.
No, it says a cloud. It says a cloud. That everything that is behelem will come begilui. So what he's saying now sounds like I don't follow that. Like how does it work together?
that is referring to something that is behelam, not be'etzem behelam.
Meaning it doesn't exist in essential state. It exists only in a Helm state. So whatever is in Helm going to come begili. But
Right.
what he's talking now we're talking about etzem.
Helam be'etzem, or helam, because it's not begilu yet.
So this kind of Helm you're talking about now, lav dafka going to come begili. It's
Right.
not. Doesn't have to. It doesn't.
He
have
has no shachas to gilu altogether. The malam megeder gilu. Huh? Yeah. It says right here, okay.
Yeah, I heard.
K'mei kol etzem bilti misgala. Etzem itself is built in misgala, does not come forth at all. So this is the union of who, and this is why we should use the term who, because who means absent. Ushmoi, and then there is Shmoi, his name. Hu bechinas hagilui. This is the gilui element. As we can readily relate to that what is a name? A name is the means by which this person is known. This is the Gilui element. Shezehu rag haora min ho'etzem. This shmoid, b'chinas hagilui, this is only a ha'ora from the etzem.
Morning, everybody. Don't put your hands Don't put your hands on me, man.
Ve'ein ze gilui ho'etzem mamosh.
That's a gift for 8 months, man. You know what?
This is not gilui ho'etzem mamosh. Because the etzem cannot be gilui. Kiyim gilui ha'ora levad. This is only a gilui v'ha'ora. Ha'ora means a reflection. She'enoi ho'etzem mamosh. Which is not the etzem mamosh, the etzem itself. What is ha'ora? Ha'ora min ho'etzem. We will try to understand what does it mean ha'ora min ho'etzem. If it is not ho'etzem, so what means ha'ora min ho'etzem? Ha'ora means, they say, the reflection. A ha'ora, where do we identify ha'ora? This is the functional element of the etzem. Like we started saying before, that there is the human being, that human being can never be lost, even if he is in the lowest level. In essence, he remains a human being. And even if he denies it, we know that he is lying. Now then there's this human being who is behaving like a human being.
And then there is what?
This human being who is behaving like a human being. With in a respectful manner, and self-respect, and so forth. This behavior that is compensate, that is reflective and is appropriate for human behavior, this is only ha'ora of the Etzem. It is true that the expression that he is behaving like a human being is correct. But this is not the essence of the human being. This is his behavior method means. This is the ha'ora. This is how he express himself. This is gilui of the human being. This is not the human being himself.
What?
It's not the human being himself. And as we can see readily from this illustration itself, the human being himself can never be destroyed. No matter how concealed it is still there. The ha'ora can be completely concealed. He's totally not behaving like a human being. He's down to the gutter. Like we speak all the time, the human being eats in a certain manner, by a table, with a spoon, with a fork, neatly. It's conceivable that he should fall down to the point where he abhors that. He wants to eat from the floor. This is only the gilui that's completely concealed. That's possible to be concealed, to be eliminated. But the etzem cannot. And we know that the essence remains, but it's so deeply concealed in itself that he is totally unaware of
it. This is what you're talking about now. It can be accessed from outside, right? Can it be elicited from outside? Okay. Let's say that.
Is this also just...
Just for a second. I want to respond to this, and I want. Is it an essential truth of what we're talking about, or is not an essential truth of what we're talking about?
Of course it is.
If there is an essential truth, to understand it, you have to be focused on the essential truth. Otherwise, you'll never understand.
In other words, telling me like I need to listen the way Rebbe is saying. Like,
Yeah, you have to focus on what the Rebbe is saying. Otherwise,
you're
you're going to get the ha'ora of it. You're not going to get the point. Yeah.
This that he acts like a human being. It's also saying, right, that the real depth of being a human being is never fully expressed. That's also part of it. It can never be removed, destroyed. It can never be fully manifest.
That's correct.
Okay.
Right. Going back to our motion on the host and the guest, no matter what the host does, he can never bestow himself onto the guest in his absence.
Wait, while he's there, or when he's while
in his absence, as I said, he can never be megala and give him a meal that would substitute his presence.
Right. And also, when he's present, the richness of his presence can never be fully transferred or expressed.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
And in order to appreciate his presence, you have to have another atzmi who can appreciate him. Or another human being can appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
And if this human being that lacks it, then you'd say, "Oh, I have a meal. What do I need anything more?"
Mm-hmm.
If he lacks, you mean awareness of that he is really a human being? That's what lacks that?
If he lacks that sense.
That sense.
Okay, so coming back to this line, ואין זה גילי הו עצם ממוש, כי אם גילי האורה לבד שאינו הו עצם ממוש. The gilui itself represents a ha'ora, not the etzem. Okay. Here we have, it's quite subtle to understand this. It's a ha'ora min ho'etzem. Ha'ora min ho'etzem, for example, like they're saying, only a human being behaves that way. This inyan that only a human being behaves like that way is not identifiable externally. Why does a human being behave like that? He behaves that way because he is a human being. But that aspect, it's a ha'ora min ho'etzem, which means that this is the way a human being behaves, is not the etzem itself. Which means that it does not carry with it the essential reason why he behaves this way. What is behind it? Like we discussed many times. The human being, we say, stands on 2 feet. Even though he's on the ground. But nevertheless, he's only standing on 2 feet, not on 4. Standing on 2 feet, well, this is it. Okay, I want to say. Standing on 2 feet represents some kind of a spiritual stance, independent of the ground, being above, being independent, an independent presence on the ground, an independent presence. The sense that he has an independent presence is not really expressed in this standing. It's not the etzem. It's a ha'or of the etzem. Functionally, this is the way it comes out. The inyan that he is independent actually goes much deeper. Independent does not mean independent on the earth. It means that he has an essential presence. Nothing captures him. Nothing captures him. There's no circumstance that can capture him.
So again, that he stands this way is because he has this kind of...
It's only a manifestation. It's a ha'ora of the etzem.
But it's not what? What's the point?
Not the etzem itself.
Okay.
There is not a human behavior that would say, okay, I got the whole person. All right, this is it for this morning. All right, we'll get together again tonight. Maybe we should cancel for the winter months, cancel the Ma'ariv afterwards and daven beforehand. Hopefully.